Steve.
Alright, so what we're doing here is we are adjusting the fender and possibly the hood because this fender was replaced and it was never aligned right. So we're going to move it in a little bit. And when you're aligning a fender, you should always start next to the door. Always start on something that's already aligned. This is kinda, but right there the gap's good, so you don't want to mess with that. And then we're going to move this one in, and then that one in, and we're going to move that one in. And you got to close the hood each time and see how it's going, and then eventually you'll get a result you like. So this one apparently is already pushed all the way in, so we're actually going to have to move the hood back a little bit and over, which isn't a big deal. That one will go a little bit. Alright, so let's see if that did anything. And it is a little bit better through here, but still really wide down here. So we're going to have to take the hood bolts loose up here and move the hood over just a little bit. And that's another way you can tell if the hood needs to go over, is if this gap is really tight and that one's really wide. This fender's aligned pretty well too, so the hood's got to go over. So I've loosened up the hood bolts, and a lot of times doing this by yourself is a bad idea because you can dig the corner of the hood into the windshield and crack it, but this one's out of the way of the windshield, so probably do this one by yourself if you really felt like it. And what I do is I loosen up the bolts on both sides, and I want the hood to go to the right, so you just pull it to the right and then tighten it up, and then tighten the ones up on the other side and close it, and see how you like it. You might also have to move your hood latch a little bit. That can also help in getting it to sit where you want. See, the hood latch doesn't really want to work now, so we're going to have to move that in some way. We're still a little tight on this side, but now this side isn't so bad. And if you're really having a rough time, like on this one where I've already pushed the fender all the way in, you could wobble out that hole a little bit, so you could push it in a little bit farther before you tighten it down. I'm going to have to bring that out a little bit too.
Toward the...
Yeah, just lean on it. Here, I'll loosen it up a little bit. There we go.
I felt it move a little bit.
Yeah, it's probably not enough. This whole front end is just messed up.
This is what happens when you buy a car that has been wrecked.
Worth it for the front end though. Getting there.
That's very close.
So what I could probably do,
Can you push the front end of this in more and pull the back out?
I could pull the back out, but I'd have to either take the bumper off and see what's going on behind here, or take a die grinder to this hole on the fender, because it's maxed out. I can't push it in anymore.
Mm.
So that would be the only option really there. But it's better than it was. When I got it, the hood was sitting about a ½ inch up.
Now, is this a kit fender or is it an OEM replacement?
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it would be an OEM because she said she just bought it off eBay, which is where a lot of people get these front clips at. So it's probably just an OEM Honda fender that was put on very poorly, as you can see there. Yeah, see how that's all tight in there? Like I can't just push the fender in without it bringing everything else.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to get this out of there sometime, see what's going on back here, and then try and make it all line up a bit better than it is.
Pro tip for anybody watching: if you buy replacement panels that are not specified as OEM, they will not fit right.
You're gonna have a bad time. I've done that at work a lot. It's not fun.
They might not match the curve of the vehicle. You might not get these bends to line up quite right. The mounting points might not be right. So if you ever need to replace a panel or a hood or bumper, get OEM unless you know what you're doing.
You're better off buying a used one from a pick and pull or eBay than buying some aftermarket one. I mean, every car is a little bit different, but you'll get it to fit if you get one that's made for the vehicle by the company.